Star Wars as a brand is over, and it was killed by a radical, woke agenda pushed forward by Disney and Lucasfilm after telling parents for years that it was not present in their content. After watching Star Wars The Acolyte, the first 2 episodes, it is extremely apparent what Disney has been doing for years, which is through subliminal messaging, incorporating their woke ideologies so eventually they could produce crap content like this, which is catered directly towards your kids. And as a dad, there is nothing more frustrating than knowing companies like this are targeting my kids. I remember being taken to see the prequels in theaters by my parents. And for whatever controversy those have stirred up, I remember sitting in that movie theater and experiencing true cinematic escapism. I loved the story. I loved the sense of adventure. I loved the good triumphing over evil. There was nothing better as a young boy than getting to see cool action sequences, fighting in space, hand-to-hand combat. There were things that boys enjoyed. Star Wars has drifted from being a boys' brand. And as a dad of a daughter, as Star Wars transitions into its period of being a brand tailored towards women and young girls, I would not introduce my daughter to any of this content because the characters they create are not people I would like my daughter to look up to. This era of new content that is being produced by Disney and Lucasfilm that is being masqueraded around as good Star Wars is absolutely shameful. Parents used to be able to put their kids in front of any Disney product, TV show or movie, and it would be safe for them to watch. They knew that this company was going to produce family-oriented content that was safe for their kids to watch. And now, parents have to think about vetting their material before kids can even sit down to watch any basic TV show that's offered by Disney. Do not let these woke companies raise your kids for you. They are banking on your lack of involvement as a parent to further push their sexually charged gender ideologies on young kids. Next week's episode of The Acolyte is set to release the most divisive piece of content ever produced by Disney or Lucasfilm or maybe any other company out there creating media. The New York Times has already reported that Leslie Headland is proud that she has introduced openly lesbian witches, which will be exploring their relationship and pronouns and gender identities. None of that content is appropriate for kids. The only people that should be having that conversation with your kids are parents. And Disney needs to stay out of the parents' way and go back to producing family-friendly content. That is what Disney was founded on. And Walt Disney is rolling in his grave knowing that these woke employees are trashing his company and trashing Star Wars in the name of pushing their views over any type of good content or making any money for the company. This is the end game. This is what Lucasfilm and Disney have wanted from the beginning. They want to introduce this type of woke, radical gender ideology towards your children. They don't want them to think about the good moral compass that Star Wars used to bring when it put amazing content out into the movies. They want your kids to be thinking about their pronouns. They want kids to be thinking about their sexual orientation at young ages. Lucasfilm wants to openly push that. They don't want to hide it. They don't want subliminal messages. They want you to be able to openly have that content in front of your kids. Not to make money, not to further Star Wars as a brand, but to promote their own personal agendas. Next week is going to be extremely divisive. Stay tuned for further.